Okay, here we go.
All right, all right, all right, all right. Here we go. Well, that didn't go the way we planned it or the way we expected it to go, but it went. I mean, it was bound to happen. We weren't gonna go through the season 18 or 17 and 0. So you got to get what you can get where you can get it. That's why it was so important for us to win the first two games. I'm not really disappointed. I mean, I don't like the score. It kind of got out of hand. 8 sacks. What was it? 9 sacks
Ten
and
sacks.
5 interceptions. I mean, at some point you gotta mark it up as just a bad game. You know what I mean? It's just one of them games that everything went bad, everything went against us, and hopefully that we got it out the way. We knew saying we're gonna have a bad game. He's a rookie. He's gonna have a bad. What I'm disappointed in is the fans, man. Some of these fans, boy, they jump off it. Some of them are really aren't fans. They just follow the team because they be jumping off the track fast. Take Sam out. He's a bum. All this stuff. You're like, it's going to happen, fellas. It's going to happen. Things happen. You got to deal with it. It's just 1 week, one game. As long as it doesn't stretch out into a year-long episodic of just a failure, then you got to let it go. You can't jump off the train on the first stop. Hang in there. We all right. We all right. You're not going to come out and be a rookie quarterback and dominate the world. Chill out.
Well, first of all, we made it through the game. We here. We alive. Give us a thumbs up.
What's up, Hulk TV?
What's up, Hulk TV?
Yeah, Broncos got that smoke, Jack. Them dudes are good, man. Ain't nothing you can do about it.
It's not, sometimes some people are better than you. You know what I'm saying? They just better than you. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes you just have a bad game plan. What I didn't particularly care for was the whole team quitting, even the coaching staff. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like to me the coaching staff never even had a winning formula to beat Buffalo or even try to compete with Buffalo. You don't have the quarterback or the offensive line to go back and pass for 40 straight times. You just don't.
Yeah. That's becoming an issue too, because that's happened the last couple of games where we come out and throw 20, 30 passes in the first half, and then we get behind so fast because we're not holding the ball long enough for the defense to.
We just don't have that type of team. We're not Kansas City because we don't have the offensive line, and let's face the fact. They got a book on you. They started getting a book on Kyle. They watching them. Man, these offensive and these defensive coordinators are smart.
Yeah, they are.
They'll see what you're weak at. They're gonna see what you're strong at. And they watch game film too. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna force you to do what you're weak at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they know our weak links.
No, yeah. They're gonna force your offensive line to go where they weak at. They figured out that Howard has a hard time handling the blitz. He just doesn't handle the blitz very well. He doesn't handle that first read not being open, going to his second and third read. He tends to eye down the receiver. He just looks at the primary receiver. And then, we just don't have the offensive line to pass block more than 3 seconds. So, you can't beat good teams, trying to throw 30 and 40 times. Even if you had a great team, it's very difficult to be good teams 30 and 40 times, unless you have, a Patrick Mahomes, which we don't have. There's only 1 or 2 Patrick Mahomes out there, especially when you're playing against a quarterback that is at the level of Patrick Mahomes. We were supposed to ground and pound, waste that clock, and try to play a low possession ball game. That's how you beat a good team like Buffalo with a great quarterback and great offense. You hold the ball, you run the ball, you speed that clock up, and you try to keep it a low-scoring game. And be honest with you, even though the defense didn't play great, it was 16-0 all the way to the fourth quarter. Offense was just garbage and kept turning the ball over, kept throwing interceptions, kept playing into their defensive hands because all they were doing was zone blitzing.
Let's be honest, man. The line is what we thought they were. We didn't think they were a great line. We was always going to be under pressure.
Did somebody tell Bieniemy that?
No, no. Yeah, he needs to. We need to ground a pound. We need, especially in the beginning of the game. And you can open it up later, but this wide open offense is not working because we don't have the line to protect this guy going down.
How is not ready? How is not reading coverages and identifying what coverages and what is it? Who's open and who's not open? He's not progressing from one receiver to another in his reads. He's not doing that, Deacon. He's not ready. He has a great arm.
I'm not saying that.
He has a great arm. He has a great arm. I'm not saying he doesn't have a great arm, but all you're doing right now is you ruining him. You messing him up. He's gonna get gunshot eventually. He's gonna get gunshot.
I don't think so.
You keep. We keep doing. We did that to Patrick Ramsey.
Yeah, I know, big guy, but that's a different character, man. Come on now. Howell got more skill than Patrick Ramsey and all them dudes, man. He didn't. Well, Patrick Ramsey.
You remember back in the 90s, we had early 2000s. We had
Patrick Ramsey was a little chubby dude out of Tennessee.
Let me talk.
I don't know what you're saying.
Let me talk, D. Patrick Ramsey had Spurrier. Spurrier did not believe in blocking for his quarterbacks. And they blitzed the hell out of him. And Patrick Ramsey took a pounding. By the time game 8, Patrick Ramsey was done. He was a finished quarterback. He could never play again. And that's the concern I have for Howell. If you keep taking that pounding, you get gunshot. You just do. You get gunshot. He had 10 sacks today, D. He got sacked 10 times. That's not healthy. You're not learning anything when you get sacked 10 times. All you learn is taking a punishment. That's what you're learning. That's what you're learning. But go ahead, D. Go. What you think, D?
Listen, if you crumble because you're getting sacked, then you're not a quarterback, and you don't need to be on this team. I don't need to see you out.
Everybody's human.
Let me talk, Al. Let me talk.
All right, D. All right.
Listen. Most of rookies quarterbacks and starting their first season get sacked. They get sacked. That's what happens. They're learning to read coverages. They're learning to read defenses. They're playing normally on a bad team because they're getting drafted high. This is the way it goes. People don't sit for 3 and 4 years like Aaron Rodgers no more. You ain't got time for that. We don't have the patience for that. We didn't have a quarterback when he came in here. We didn't have a quarterback for him to learn under. We didn't have a good quarterback for him to learn under when he was sitting. So he's learning on the fly. So the problem is that he's not getting enough time to maturate back there. It's the line. I know he's holding the ball long, but there's an issue. There's a problem. There's a reason why he's holding it for so long, because he's learning. He's going to hold the ball for 3, 4 seconds, 5 seconds, because he's learning to read the defense. He has to learn to anticipate. This is his job. He can't learn to anticipate on the bench. You have to do that in the game. There's no other way to do it. This is the only way you can see if he is going to be an NFL quarterback, is to have him in there. The problem is we don't have a line to back him up. We don't have the tackles to keep these boys off his back, where he has to step up every play. He has to run for his life. This is the problem. It's not Sam is not an NFL quarterback or he can't read coverages. Yeah, we know all that. We know he can't read coverages because he's a rookie. And like you said, these defensive coordinators are smart, man. They catch up fast and they make you do what you're worst at. And that's what happened today. They took away the fast throws. They took away the short throws. He had to look downfield because they were checking all that stuff. So every time somebody says, you got to check it down, yeah, check down wasn't there. They were taking that away because they know he's learning to read coverages. So what you had was a good defensive coordinator that knew how to strategize and make him do what he didn't want to do. That's why I even heard it in the coverage. It said the running game travels. You can do about the running game. You can sit there and try to put 6 in the box on the running game, but the running game travels. You got to beat these boys up in the beginning of the game. And then, when you get the defensive coordinator to stop playing the pass, then you can throw the ball. Then you can sit back and maybe have 4 seconds because they're looking for the run and not the pass. When people are doing blitzes, you want to force them to do a run blitz and not a pass blitz. That's what we getting. We getting pass blitzes. And for the most of the game, they was only rushing 4. And he was still under pressure. So I mean, yeah, he took a lot of sacks. Let's just hope that he learns from that. That you can't take sacks. You got to get the ball out of your hand. He has to learn that he didn't have that 4 seconds. He doesn't have that 4 seconds to sit back there and figure out what a defense is doing. He got to count to 3 and throw it. And I'm saying throw it out of bounds, do whatever. Throw it at his feet. He got to get it out of his hand. And that's what I'm talking about. I don't have a problem with Howell because we all think that. Well, I hope so. We all think that Howell is an NFL quarterback, but he's also a rookie, and he has to learn. And we got to go through this. This is what we're going to have to go through. I think we got the roses and beads in our head, looking at the first 2 games, seeing him come back in the second half and throwing the ball the way he can. Every team ain't like that. This right here is a Super Bowl team. They have the group to go to the Super Bowl. They definitely gonna be in the playoff. So we played above our heads today. We played somebody who was looking down at us and they played us like we were the Colorado Buffaloes. They mad because the Buffaloes got beat yesterday. They took it out on us. So it's just listen. We're an ascending team. We're not there yet. We're ascending. We're trying to get off the schneid. We're trying to get off the basement. So we're going to have these games where we can't figure stuff out. We're going to have these games where we have to try to crawl our way back to relevance. So, I mean, it is what it is, man. Folks, I don't know how I should feel. Yeah, I don't know. That's what we say, man. Who knows how to feel in this game? Because it's one of them games where you take the tape, you throw it in the trash, and you create a dumpster fire, because that's what it was. I mean, nothing went right today, and shit runs downhill. And it was running downhill like liquid. So I understand everybody's gonna be a little upset, but what I don't like is when I scan Facebook posts and all them do. This dude is not an NFL quarterback. This dude sucks. He's a bum. Blah blah blah. It's annoying because you almost think that people don't know how to watch football. They don't know what it is to play and how to analyze what's going on. You can't analyze a guy his whole career out of one game. It's just impossible to do that.
Well, D, to counter that, one, I agree with you. You have to play the quarterback to find out whether he can be an NFL quarterback or not. And he has to be able to overcome his weaknesses within calendar, within a season. And as an offensive coordinator and the head coach, you have to balance that out. You owe Allen and Payne, and you owe Robinson a chance to be competitive in the game. You owe them that. These guys are giving their bodies up for football and for this team. And you go out there and you trying to prove a point, trying to get your quarterback to overcome something he's struggling to overcome. And meanwhile, people are trying to win. People out there trying to win. So yes, I hear you. Yeah, you got to go back and throw the ball. Yes, you got to do the things that to build to build up a quarterback. But at the same time, you owe the rest of the team, a chance to win the game. And secondly, my personal belief, going back there and passing 40 times a game with a young quarterback, it gets to a point where they're not learning. They're ducking and covering. It's human nature to try to protect yourself. That's just human nature. I don't care how great of an athlete you are. You're going to try to protect yourself eventually. Eventually, you're going to try to protect yourself. And then next thing you know, every time you hike the ball, you're not looking downfield. You're not keeping your eyes downfield, trying to make a pass. You're looking down, like who's coming. And once you look down and you stop playing the sport, you're looking down at the line, trying to find out who's coming to hit you, then you're done. You're done. And unfortunately, in the past, the Washington franchise had ruined quarterbacks. I named one, Patrick Ramsey. I can name a whole bunch more. It's a whole bunch of quarterbacks that had great talent that we ruined. We can go down the list. There's some young quarterbacks we had that had great talent that we didn't support their abilities we decrease their abilities. So we're hoping with Big Enemy, because he trained up Patrick Mahomes, that he could do the same for this young quarterback. We're hoping. Each person is different. This performance today did not help. I don't think it helped Howell at all. It did not help him at all.
And probably didn't.
I don't think he learned anything, but how to take a hit.
Well, he might have learned that defenses' coverages are different. The higher you get, the better the team is, the better the defense. And these boys are flying around out there. Let's move off of Howell. Let's what I'm disappointed in, and I don't know how to feel about this because AG is my man, but man, he can't keep the ball. He every time he drives for extra yards, man, he get that chicken wing, that ball gets punched out every single time, man. And I'm glad they left him in the game. I'm glad they didn't go away from him. I mean, the whole team wasn't really doing much today anyway. But he's got to get that right. At this point, you might start bringing Rodriguez in the game, because if he can't hold the ball, man, I mean, we were driving on that possession, and he can't hold the ball. I don't know what it is. I don't know. He might need to slim down as much as he can and play wide receiver, because as you know, taking a hit as a wide receiver and taking a hit as a running back is different. It's just a different game. It's different angles and different people coming at you, and you're not getting 4 or 5 people hitting you at the same time. As a receiver, you're getting usually a one-on-one hit, unless on the run. But Howell had 19 for 29 yards, 19 for 29 completion percentage, 170 yards, 0 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. B-Rob had 70 yards, 7 yards per carry. Howell had 1 run, which was 18 yards. So then that was a pretty good. He got to learn how to slide too, because he's gonna get hurt. It's a long season. He got to learn how to slide. Gibson had 2 carries for 17 yards. Of course, that fumble, and it did. Yeah, I don't know. Dude jumped in front of him on that interception, but that was probably a bad pass late across the middle. What's up, Trey? Talk about it.
You saw it. Y'all saw it.
Hey! You was hoping you didn't want a shutout, but they fought for that 3-4.
That's exactly what I said. I'm somewhat happy. I just not the fact that we didn't get a goose egg, and that saved me from all those New York fans who I basically obliterated game 1. It was horrible for them, and so I get to save a little water cooler etiquette tomorrow, but ultimately, man, this is what some people say was needed. Get ourselves right the ship as far as just all of us being together and say, hey, still got a lot of growth. Al will say it all the time. This is still a new quarterback, and play calling wasn't what I thought, but whoa!
So these things scored 70 on us.
Right. I mean, then there's Miami.
Miami put 70 on. We play Miami this year too, but they put.
Who did we put 70 on?
Denver. They put 70.
That shit went bad early, boy.
They put 70 on them. 70.
Can't be too good for Mr. Westbrook. Can't be too good, man.
Yeah, well. So, Trey, Deacon was saying this is a growing lesson for Howell, and Howell has to learn how to handle the blitz, how to handle adversity, how to handle throwing interceptions. And this game had some growing, for Howell. Deacon was saying that this was a much not needed game. No one wants to get crushed like this, but was a learning aspect for Howell. I personally feel that, when we play a team like Buffalo, or we play any quality team, that we cannot go back and just throw the ball with a young quarterback 40 times. We're not going to be competitive. We're just not. You know what I'm saying? We just, at this particular point, Howell hasn't proven to to us that he can go back and throw 40, 50 times. And then now maybe in the future he will be able to as he grows and matures. But at this particular point in time, he's not Allen. He's not, Patrick Mahomes. He's not the elite quarterback at this particular point in time. And over the years, my concern is over the years that when quarterbacks take a pounding like that they become gun shy over a period of time. And that was my concern. I don't want my rookie quarterback, my second-year quarterback, who has talent. We all say he has talent. We know he has talent. To become gun shy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because once you get gun shy, you done. You can't. You're done. And it's human nature to be gun shy. You take enough hits, everybody's gonna get gun shy. That's just your body naturally wants to defend itself. That's just how it happens. You duck. You know what I'm saying? So how you feel about the game and what Ron and Bieniemy and the coaching staff, how they handle, being down by, the game was competitive, 16-0 all the way to the fourth quarter. Defense was keeping them down to 16 points, even though it was a lot of turnovers and a lot of, Howard was getting sacked. It was still 16-0 to the fourth quarter. So how do you feel about how Bieniemy, Eric, and Ron handled that situation?
I mean, you just said it. I think that's a little minor victory that nobody's going to see or care about. But it is a victory. You know what I'm saying? Holding these guys from turning our game into an 85 route or something crazy. However, our offensive line was exposed tremendously. There it is. I mean, that just goes to show you how, and I guess it's coincidental that Denver lost the way they did today. It goes to show how bad they really are. Your question got answered today from last week. Was they just that bad, or were we just that good? And
they were that bad.
Maybe they were that bad, guys. And this is what we got. You know what I'm saying? So we got to do better against great teams. And Buffalo right now looking like a great team. And we got another great team coming up next week. So if we can stay competitive and maybe get the ball to go, but we can't turnovers, man. Turnovers.
Yeah, turnovers are killing us.
Yeah, they win and lose games, man. And we on the other end of that today.
Let me ask you this: we beat Philly last year when they were undefeated.
How did we do it?
We did it by running the ball. Give me a second.
And so what he's also saying is they also came in there with lower expectations. I think Buffalo did come in to say, okay, well, these guys are 2-0 and played us like a 2-0 team.
Played us like a 2-0 team. Maybe I did.
This is the results of getting played like a 2-0 team. Yeah. I think we went in there like, all right, we beat some people. We can beat anybody. And instead of being like, no, this is Buffalo. Got to play hard. And
yeah. I mean, I love the fact that Buffalo sit there and they watched Howell and saw where he was weak at, and where the offense was weak at, and forced us to do things that we didn't want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the reason why I say that it might be a good thing is because for the last two games we've been pass happy, and we beat the undefeated team that went to the Super Bowl last year because we ran the ball down their throat. Now, we don't have the same personnel that we had last year on the offensive line, but we have proven every now and then we can run the ball. The screen plays are working good to Robinson. He's getting some nice yards. He even ran a couple that got nice yards. I think we might be able to sit down as coaches and look at the game last year and be like, listen, these guys are going to be got this way, not the way we've been doing it this year. So we might come out next week running the ball heavy because of what happened this week. Now, let's be honest. We got beat up today. We ran downhill fast, but a lot of people didn't have us winning anyway. They had us going 1-3. We're 2-1 right now, so we're still above the fray. All right, we're still above 500. So let's look at the positives of this. That we beat who we were supposed to beat. We beat who we can be. You know what I mean? So we're doing that. We're not playing down to our competition. and that's a good thing. We didn't take Denver lightly. We didn't take their history and worry about it. We just beat them. And today we just got beat. We just got manhandled by a better team. But I think that we got to look at next week is how the coaches are going to get these guys to bounce back, and will they? Will they be able to put a game plan together that is team appropriate? And I mean to team that we're playing against. Are we going to attack their weak spots like people attacked our weak spots today? Are we going to be able to do that? That's what we need to do. So until we have a game plan that attacks each and every team and not just run our plays because they're our plays, that's what's going to happen. So Bieniemy has to step up now. It's on Bieniemy this week to create a game plan that Howell can handle, that our line can handle, and that our defense can get some rest on the sidelines. You can't run 70, 80 plays if you're going 3 and out. There's no way to do it. There's no reason to run fast, quick plays if all you're doing is going 3 and out.
So, Deacon, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask Trey this question, too. How many games do we go and then you start making some adjustments by personnel? You know what I'm saying? Like an offensive line.
Personnel?
Well, offensive line. I mean, how many games you go? I mean, okay, we got starters and we got second team people that are on the team right now. We got linebackers that we got sitting and we've been training. You know what I'm saying? How many games do you go before you say, okay, let me try something different?
Today, I mean, we had 3 games, and there is no question in anybody's mind that our tackles are weak, slow, can't pass block. There's no question. I guarantee you there's no question in anybody's mind. So I don't know if you bring somebody up who is second to that guy who can't block, or you use your little cash that you made when you restructured Leno's, and you restructured Leno's contract, so he's a tackle. So I don't know what's out there. I don't know if there's somebody on the cut list or something you can get off the street. But until we figure that out, man, it's gonna be rough on the offense. It's gonna be rough. And that's why we got to run. It's easier to go downhill than to block backwards. And some people just can't do it.
Yeah, well, or you make game time adjustments for what you have. You know what I'm saying? We definitely can't be a team to go back and sling the ball. Even though we got pretty decent wide receivers, you can't go back and just throw the ball like that.
Without you got no time in the pocket. No time in the pocket limits the receiver skill set.
Hey, let's give Buffalo some credit though too. I saw them make some great plays. Buffalo defense was making some great plays, man.
Buffalo came to win.
Yeah, they came to win.
They did.
Buffalo makes. I mean, it was an interception in the end zone where my man Howell threw the Sanders. He threw it low inside, and the dude jumped over top of him and picked it off. I mean, that was a hell of an interception. The one that he tried to throw over top of the big boy, and the dude jumped up and grabbed the one-handed.
They did that twice. They did that on Samuel too. I think Samuel got an interception like that where the dude jumped the play. So listen, we said it in the podcast, man. They got a good defense. They got good corners. They got good safeties. So we know that was going to be an issue, and it just turned out it was
major.
Yeah, you gotta give it to them, man. They had some good. They made some good plays, man. Some of them interceptions wasn't Howell's fault, wasn't offensive line fault. It was just a hell of a play. You know what I'm saying? It was just a hell of a play.
That's what happens when you're very comfortable, very confident. You ended up becoming Superman. You're out there making all kind of stuff, highlight films, ESPN's best, top 20. You're doing all that because you're just out there having a good time instead of worried about getting burnt or anything like that. And we didn't give them anything.
when you got somebody's number, you relaxed out there. We got that
Yeah.
number. You know, you relaxed.
Yeah. And they were
You do
really
anything
relaxed.
at that point. You know,
Yeah, when you
Something
relax,
makes sense.
you got somebody's number, man. You relax. You playing ball. You relax. You having fun. You know what I'm saying? You down there Harlem Globetrotters. You know that. You know what I'm saying? You just, you know, and like I said, it makes you play, you know, more free.
Yeah,
Well,
that's all right. That's all right. It is what it is.
come on, Cardinals.
Mhm.
Come on, Cardinals. I'm sorry, guys. I just hoping that I can't go to work with a whole bunch of Cowboy fans tomorrow, and they gonna.
Yeah, I hope you ain't hoping for the
I'm
Cardinals.
just hoping
boy.
that the Cardinals. I got all my money on the Cardinals.
Let's look
Save
forward
my
to Philly,
weekend.
man.
Live.
Let's
Keep
look
us
forward to
live.
Philly. This game's over. Let's throw it in the trash, man. Let's hope that we can come out next week and really get some revenge. They should be mad right now. They should be upset about what happened to them today, and they should take it out on Philly. You know what we used to do? You got to take it out on the next team, man. It's not their fault, but they got to take the punishment.
Do you watch this film at all? You just throw it in the trash.
Nah. You don't watch this. You don't watch this.
You throw it in the trash.
You go ahead and kick that down the road, man. You throw that in trash. Maybe you pick a couple plays out that were egregious, but you don't watch it like a game film, like you're learning nothing. You don't want to learn how to get beat up, man.
Learn how to lose.
Yeah,
Learn how to take an ass whooping. Oh, you took a good ass whooping that time. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I'm sure they know what happened. You got to tell nobody nothing, and it's gonna be quiet at practice. Ain't nobody gonna be dancing at practice this week. It's gonna be quiet. All you're gonna hear is the coaches.
Focus.
Yeah, no music, nothing, huh?
Embarrassment, man. You know what I mean? This is an embarrassment.
Yeah.
You just
Like I
gotta
said,
take
at
it like
home.
that.
They came on our field. They came on our
Yeah,
field.
they came in our house and we were and sold out. It was like over 100 Redskin alumni there, and we just got beat up.
They put our poncho on and whip our ass with our own poncho.
They got hold of the poncho the night before.
They got with the poncho. Whip the ass with our own poncho. Hey, man, that's nothing else to be said, man. I don't know what to say. This is
The
it.
chat quiet, man. The chat quiet.
Ain't nobody-
Everybody's in
It's
there,
a
man.
somber day, man. It's a somber day.
Yeah. Take
Everybody got in the bed and take a nap, like a rainy nap. Oh, man.
All right, gentlemen, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Everybody got things to do. Let's go ahead and take a shower and wash this joint off
Thank you.
and move on to next week.
Hey, man, we see y'all
Man,
next
those of
week,
you who
man.
made it, man, don't
Really,
forget to like and subscribe, even though this was a terrible moment. We're all holding hands and kumbaya and trying to get our life together this week. If you need anything, please hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and we'll talk to you to get you through the week, man.
yeah, we
That's
definitely
it.
need some coaching comments, baby. We see y'all next time.
Right on.
Oh, let me turn it off.
Bye.